Hey everyone, my name is Pary, and in this video, I'm going to give you guys my take on Rick and Morty, the Pickle Rick episode.
Flip the pickle, Morty. You're not gonna regret it. The payoff is huge. I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! Boom! Big reveal. I'm a pickle. What do you think about that? I turned myself into a pickle!
Pickle Rick is emblematic of self-torture, since Rick is his own worst enemy, and he transforms himself into a pickle because he can. Pickle Rick, also known as Solenia, the Pickle Man, species, pickle. Meta information, first seen and only appearance in Pickle Rick.
Can't you just turn yourself back into a human?
Great question, Summer. The unfortunate answer is I did this to challenge myself, and it could take hours or even days before I'm able to figure out how to return to human form. But, I mean, your mom could put me in a purse or a pocket, if she really needs me to go.
Pickle Rick was actually one of the show creator Dan Harmon's favorite episodes, and he said the episode took inspiration from Breaking Bad's episode 4 Days Out, where Walter White's van breaks down in the desert and he's cooking meth with Jesse. Rather than being able to trick or negotiate with anyone, Walter White has to use his science knowledge to survive and restart the van. Harmon thought it would be interesting to see Rick in a situation with limited resources. How did he have all the time to create this assembly line of parts to put all this together while he was... Wouldn't it have been... I don't know, but so far I'm having a lot of fun with this episode. Character designer Kendra Melton estimated that Pickle Rick's rat suit underwent 100 different design variations. Maximus Paulson, also a character designer for the show, stated that the one used was chosen so that it emphasizes his pickleness. Harmon commented that the initial designs of the rats were actually too adorable, considering that Rick murders many of them. Melton said that the fur was removed, boils were added, and their backs became more arched. According to Harmon, the writers gave more detailed instructions to animators than for most episodes. In particular, about the process of hacking the cockroach to give Rick mobility. Needless to say, they succeeded.
It's not a good time, or...
Some of my men are calling you Solenia, the Pickle Man, an old wives' tale. He crawls from bowls of cold soup to steal the dreams of wasteful children.
That'd be a lucky break for you.
Go, shoot to kill!
Solenia, which is Russian by the way for pickles, is what the guards and the agency director call Rick when he enters this building from the toilet. In real life, this isn't actually a Russian myth, it's just a parody for John Wick, where, you guessed it, Baba Yaga, an actual Russian myth, is for the Boogeyman, the code name for a deadly and nearly unstoppable assassin.
Baba Yaga.
Solenia, he's coming! It's because I threw halfway my sandwich!
Well, the laser is a great touch, especially since he found himself in such a pickle. One of my friends begged me to use that pun in this video, and if you're watching it, here's proof I did it. He's also the smartest pickle in the world, using a AA battery to power the super deadly weapon. Last time, I promise. Lasers that powerful are real. They run on helium and neon, which produces these red color lasers. It might be able to slice through multiple people like that, but a focused laser with regular batteries and a magnifying glass to further focus the light will cause immediate burns, but not anything beyond that. In this video, there's a 5-watt laser being tested with a giant magnifying glass, and by itself, the laser takes a while to burn the wooden panel. With the magnifying glass focusing the output, the wood panel starts burning immediately and will continue to do so until the laser is turned off or the magnifying glass is removed. A primary reason for that is because it takes a while for the laser to actually build up heat, even if you're trying to go through metal or people's skin or the wood panel, whatever it have you. It takes just a few more seconds, no matter how concentrated the light, to actually get that heat through.
What do you think is in the syringe, Beth?
You're the one that costs $200 an hour, you tell me.
Anti-pickle serum.
Anti-pickle serum.
My kids pee their desks and suck on unbaked vases. They're just angry at me for divorcing their father.
I never said I was angry at you.
That's the point of pottery enamel huffing, Summer.
Okay, oh my gosh. During the writing of this episode, Dan Harmon was undergoing a divorce himself, and said it influenced the therapist's conversation. He said this regarding the speech Dr. Wong gives to Rick: "I don't know if I could have written that 2 years ago. I would have made sure Rick got the final word."
I never bullshit, Pickle Man. This can only end with one of us dead, and I have never died.
That'll be your downfall, Jaguar. Not being open to new experiences.
Wait, what? Not Jaguar, Jaguar is voiced by Danny Trejo and is the best dialogue, which actually received critical acclaim as well. This is when one of us dies and I've never died before. Masterpiece. This entire episode also takes place on Earth, which is not always the case for Rick and Morty. In September 2018, Rick and Morty received its first Emmy, with a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Animation Program for Pickle Rick.
It's not an adventure. There's no way to do it so wrong you might die. It's just work. And the bottom line is, some people are okay going to work, and some people would rather die. Each of us gets to choose.
Well, this, that's pretty eye-opening, especially for people who are really wanting to be productive. That's such a good point. The therapist has really great points to counter Rick. You cannot use logic when it comes to emotions. I'm gonna say that one more time because I feel really proud of that. You cannot use logic when it comes to emotions. As much as we should embrace scientific and mathematical genius, it should be understood that those are not substitutions for personal relationships. Just because Rick is a genius engineer who builds things doesn't mean this should excuse him from insecurities and shortcomings within himself, Pickle Rick included. One thing engineers have to come to terms with is not all problems can be solved through technology. This is a clear indication of that. There just has to be the point of boring, mundane, face your emotions, face your insecurities, and it's just gonna suck. There's no device you can build, there's no code you can write, it just is work.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Therapists, man.
Weird breed.
This is still a really, really good point that they brought up. Brushing our teeth, making our bed, talking in therapy won't create any innovations. They don't solve any engineering or math problems, and Rick, as well as 99% of engineers and scientists, interpret that as non-productive work. There's a difference between professional and personal growth that was clearly pointed out here. And the whole episode is a display of how technically savvy and genius Rick is. It ends with personal growth and he wants to go out for drinks with Beth. This episode is just doing an incredible job of combining Rick and Morty, Breaking Bad, John Wick, a real-life divorce that the creator who went into making this episode is actually undergoing. There's a lot going on here and they do it so well.